Old guy reacts to new MacBook keyboards. Let's go! Hey there, friends on YouTube. My name is Jason, and today we are going to start a new series in which I do a lot of old man things. It was called Old Guy Reacts, and so today I have some reactions to the news that we're going to get a new MacBook keyboard. A new MacBook keyboard that is not a butterfly switch MacBook keyboard. So if you don't know the whole story, and if you're watching this video, I assume you do, but back in 2015 with the first MacBook, 12-inch MacBook, they brought out these butterfly keyboards, which were supposed to be slimmer and have less travel and be a better typing experience and all of these other things. And then it came over to the MacBooks, and it came over to the MacBook Air, and it basically, it sucks. It sucks. It's sucked since day one, which is unfortunate because I like the idea of it, and I actually enjoy typing on the new butterfly keyboards. However, many people have experienced some issues with the butterfly keyboard, in which the butterfly keyboard will not always type the letters that you're trying to type, or it will triple type the letter that you're trying to type, or some keys will just go out, and that's frustrating. And Apple has now put out a program where they will repair any butterfly keyboard that's out there in the world right now for free for 4 years. 4 years. That's a pretty good, I mean, that's assurance that if you have a problem and you've bought a MacBook Pro or a MacBook Air or a MacBook, then you know that you're going to get stuff fixed. But just yesterday, the news broke from Ming-Chi Kuo, who is a well-known Apple leaker. Apple is ditching the butterfly keyboard and coming back to what is known as a scissor switch. It's gonna see, the butterfly keyboard went like a butterfly, like this, and the scissor switch goes like a scissor, like this. Now the problem with the scissor switch that they claimed was that the key travel could be uneven. If you hit near the edge of the key, it could be a little off balance and all kinds of stuff like that, whereas the butterfly switches would enable you to be able to type more consistently. It had larger keycaps so that you could find the keys more easily. I don't know, but the problem was, at first people thought it was dust that was getting under there, and maybe it was dust getting underneath the keycaps and keeping them from working. But then there was the thought that maybe it's not only dust, it's because the E key and some other keys where it gets really hot, where the CPU, GPU is on a MacBook, those keys were wearing out and either not functioning or functioning incorrectly for a lot of people. Apple claimed that it was a small number of people affected by this. At the same time, they iterated that keyboard. They had design number 1, design number 2, design number 3, design number 4, depending on who you talk to, it could be design number 5. But the most recent MacBook Pros that were released just a couple of weeks ago, they have the newest butterfly keyboard. Of course, people were a little kind of like shocked when they added these butterfly keyboards on the brand new machines to the repair and replacement plan prior to it really even being released. So confidence low on the terms of Apple, and confidence low in the terms of the public on butterfly keyboard. So what is Apple going to do with their keyboards now? What is Apple going to do? Well, they're going back to the scissor switch again, and supposedly they're going to use a glass nylon polymer kind of thing to make it stronger so it can be thinner and all that kind of stuff. These are reports that have not been substantiated. However, Ming-Chi Kuo usually gets his stuff right, and we are supposed to see these keyboards in the 2019 MacBook Air. So that's interesting because the MacBook Air was just redesigned last year, so I doubt they're going to redesign it again, so maybe the footprint of the new keyboard will be the same as the butterfly keyboard. Who knows? Who knows? We don't really know. But what's my reaction? As an old guy who's been with this Apple thing for a long time, what's my reaction? I'll tell you what my reaction is. First, finally, Apple is as stubborn as a mule when it comes to their innovations, and they don't seem to want to allow themselves to be wrong until it's quite apparent years and years later that they are wrong. They're wrong. They were wrong about the butterfly keyboard, and there's nobody who's going to be able to say differently and be right. So that's my first reaction. My second reaction is hold your horses. Hold your horses, because here's the deal. We get a new MacBook keyboard that takes on the old technology that Apple said they had innovated upon and made so much better, which they didn't, obviously. That's why they're going back. But they're actually going to do some redesigning of this keyboard in order to make it thinner and have less of a profile. So hold your horses. Hold your horses before you start a parade rejoicing about the new MacBook Pro keyboard, because I'm here to tell you, one thing I know in my years of buying Apple stuff is the first year that something new happens always sucks. Never buy the first generation of an Apple product, because it always sucks. And so I'm going to extend that out to this new keyboard that has the old switches but a new design. Whether or not this happens still remains to be seen. But Apple, congrats on finally saying that you were wrong, on finally doing this sort of backhanded mea culpa where you're just like sneaking out the rumor that we're going to get these new keyboards. But shame on you for letting it go this far. Shame on you, Apple. Because now there are millions upon millions of people out there who have MacBooks with these butterfly keyboards that are just waiting for the day that they crap out and they have to go get them repaired. I appreciate the repair policy. I appreciate it. But couldn't you have realized like a couple of years ago that you were wrong? Yeah, I think you could have. And couldn't you have realized that it's time to go back to something different? I think, yeah, maybe you could have, especially if it's going to use the same footprint as the existing butterfly keyboards, but you didn't do that. You didn't do that, Apple, and I say again, shame on you. We're just going to have to wait and see what these new keyboards are all about. I personally am not sure I care. The reaction that you might have now is, do I wait to buy a MacBook Pro, or do I buy one of the brand new MacBook Pros that just came out recently? And I'm going to say, if you need a new MacBook Pro right now, if you gotta have one, if your old one has exploded and caught on fire, something like that, even though Apple is supposed to be releasing a 16-inch MacBook Pro sometime this year, there is no guarantee that that new MacBook Pro, in fact, according to Ming Chi Kuo, it sounds unlikely that we're going to see this new scissor switch keyboard in the new 16-inch MacBook Pro if we do see one in 2019. The first one that he says is going to see this keyboard is the MacBook Air, and nobody wants to buy the MacBook Air. So you have to wait until 2020. If you really need a computer or you just can't control yourself, go get one now. If you can wait, I would say wait, but don't go out and buy one right away. Wait to see if people experience some kind of problem with these new keyboards, because I'm going to bet dollars to donuts that it's going to happen. Dollars, donuts. I'm betting. Let me know what your reaction is to the brand new Apple Scissor Switch keyboard. It's so brand new. It's like everything old is new again. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Again, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for watching this inaugural episode of Old Guy Reacts. There'll be more, because I've got a lot of reactions. Until the next time, I'm out.